Yo, cross on the beat.
Yo, what up? Welcome to our season finale of the Finartech podcast, season 1. I'm Yolanda. I'm here with my co-host and friend, Sarad Davenport.
Thank you, Yolanda. We got a whole lot to talk about. You know, we got through the first season.
Hey.
We got a lot to talk about because I think, you know, first of all, we want to let people know kind of what this whole Finartech idea and concept is about. So I know some people are wondering, like, what are they doing? So to break it down in a nutshell, if you take those kind of 3 words that are embedded in Finartech: finance, art, and technology, like what we're saying is that we've been practitioners in all of those worlds, and we are looking out into the world. We're saying that this is the way to go from 0 to 60 real quick if you understand those concepts and you're in that world. And we're saying, like, people need to kind of get on board with finance, art, and technology if they really want to see their lives grow and go to the next level. And in particular, you know, we believe that young people who are struggling to kind of, you know, find a way to make a living, that this is a way. This is a way that you can get into it, and your mind is your ability to prosper in these worlds. And so, like, a couple of people who's been in this game or adjacent to this game, we just want to share it, and we want to build a community, and we want to close this wealth gap. We want to do whatever we can do to really close this wealth gap, and we believe that, you know, the convergence of finance, art, and technology are where the places where it can happen for you for real in this lifetime.
That's it. Fin-R-Tech. Finance, art, technology combined. Just, you know, like Sarah said, we're here to share our knowledge and to build our network and to welcome any and everyone that wants to be a part of our ecosystem in. The door is open. We're here for you guys. We want you guys to be a part of this. And so, like you said, we're just sharing our knowledge with finance, art, and technology. And so that's what Finartech is all about. So the concept sort of kind of came about. Sarad sort of kind of birthed the concept, and then he and I, we've always been in a place where we have supported each other.
Facts.
Yeah, supported each other in our career space, just sort of kind of bounced ideas off of one another. Basically, we're just 2 kids from around the way that happen to be creatives, and we share space by way of our professional connections and us both being from Charlottesville. So long story short, not to bore you guys, but anyway, so Sarad and I met maybe about 20 years ago. We worked for a company called CFA Institute, which used to be AIMR. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, and we met just sort of kind of, we were both fresh and trying to find our way.
No doubt.
And we just sort of kind of landed in a good spot around a bunch of uber financial professionals. And that just sort of kind of put me personally on my journey. And with that, I met a friend and a comrade in this whole finance, art, tech arena. And so, since then, we've just been sort of kind of like bouncing ideas off of one another, working to help each other's companies grow behind the scene. Shout out to Sarad because he has always looked out for me and sent me clients and sent me business and just sort of kind of tapped in. And here we are.
Yeah. At CFA Institute, it was a good orientation. I mean, you walk through the hallway, you see Warren Buffett's picture on the wall. I think he was on the board at one time. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
It's like, wow.
It's like, right. So,
okay.
yeah. And, I worked in technology there and of course the arts. I'm a creative. And so, but I was able to bear witness to all of the financial things that are going on in the world, like just being in that atmosphere. And it was amazing. Got to travel, meet, people from deep in the finance industry and just, get all of that kind of wisdom and knowledge through hours of, looking at videos and things of that nature just because of my tech job. But, like Yolanda said, we've just been supportive of each other and try to model that for other people it doesn't always have to be about competition.
Correct.
It could be about collaboration.
Correct.
And that's how we build when we really find ways that we work together. And all of us, we don't do everything excellent. And that's why we look to others to support us in the things that they do excellent. So if we put it all together,
right,
then you have a better product or you have a better service or you serve more clients. And that's, kind of what we've been working on in the background. And Finartech has, been come out of those kind of years of supporting each other.
Yeah. And, just to sort of kind of piggyback off of what Sarad is saying, we're not perfectionists. But we are passionate about what we do and who we are. Tech is my baby. I currently, in my 9-to-5 world, I work with a tech group, and I've been working with just like in the tech space for about 20 years. So that's my thing. I'm just a creative by nature. And, the door is open. We want to invite others into our space. We want to build our ecosystem because I find that we help one another. Like even for our guests that have come and sat down and chopped it up with us, what I love about that is when they leave, I feel empowered because I feel like they just gave me a bunch of information and drop jewels that I didn't know, or they put me down with something new. And, just getting feedback from the guests, that is a two-way street. They also, they come and they sit in this chair and chop it up with us. And they all also walk away with a lot of game and, just different ideas and concepts and just different ways to sort of kind of view business. And, yeah, so they are also at a place where they get a, how could I say it? They get a just an assessment of their business.
Facts.
From Sarad and I from the outside looking in. So it's just like a we support each other, and we want y'all to continue to support us and be a part of it because it's actually a lot of fun, believe it or not. And I know a lot of people might be like kind of nervous to come in and sit down and chat with us, but like Ray, our first guest.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's so like Ray was amazing, was a great first guest. And I'll just say before we get into Ray's session or Ray's episode, at least two of the people that have been on our podcast, someone has reached out to me personally offering to do business with them. I just got a call this morning. In particular, somebody wanted to connect with Ray because they're interested in government contracting.
Nice.
And so like you kind of never know.
Right.
And so like this ecosystem that we're building, that's what we're trying to do. So people watch the show, they make the connection. It could be helpful to your business, or you might watch the show and you see somebody that has something that could be helpful to you to scale or expand your business, and you connect with us, we connect with them, and we build this full community. And you know, I like the way Nipsey hustled, like the concept of all money in, right? So we just keep the more we begin to keep in the ecosystem and the family, the more that we're going to be able to take care of ourselves and our loved ones. So, but back to Raise, I'm wondering, Yolanda, for you, what was the most memorable moment in Raise episode for you?
If we're going to keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
So the most memorable thing about our sit down with Ray was the fact that one, she was our first guest. Mm-hmm. Two, we really wasn't quite sure like what to expect out of that. Mm-hmm. We just knew that we were going to jump in head first and go for it. And so Ray came in, and when Ray came in, we were just still like a little scattered that day.
Facts.
Which was hilarious. And Ray just sort of kind of came in. She found her space. I had never met her personally.
Right.
I think you guys knew each other, but she just sort of kind of came in and just sort of kind of like calmed the space. Mm-hmm. And she let us know that she trusted us with her story, with her work product. And she just sort of kind of sat down and she chopped it up, and she was mad open.
Yeah.
I mean, this woman is a professional, and she's top tier in her game. But she came and she sat down with us. She chopped it up. She was mad open. She talked about everything. And if you don't know, then you want to check out that episode of the podcast. Because sis was mad open and she just dropped mad jewels. And we just had an exciting time. It was fun for me. Yeah. So I had a ton of fun with her. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do remember that, like, Ray, like, because Ray's former military. So y'all got to understand that. Ray let us know from the beginning. Ray was there early. Ray was like,
early.
Ray said she had to do reconnaissance because she former military. She want to see what's going on.
Facts. And I forgot about that. Yeah.
That joint put the pressure on. I'm out here sweating and stuff, nervous because we wanted to be good for the actual guests, and that's something that that we're gonna have to continue to do, and if you'll notice, we in a studio today, so we're not going backwards. So keep rocking with us. So we had some things we continue to have to work through with set, but memorable as far as Ray. I'll just say the one thing when y'all were talking about kind of gender. So that's what stood out to me when y'all was like, y'all was like, guys, when you turn around in the office or in the corporate space, guys gonna look at your ass.
Exactly. Yeah. Because all the crap that you gotta put up with to be in these board meetings, to be around the conference table, so you already know you gotta be there because you earn that spot. But you also know they're gonna be looking at your ass. Yeah. You also know they're going to be, you know what I'm saying,
looking you don't know what you're doing either.
And thinking and then questioning you, and you having to be 3 times better than what they are. Yeah. Even though they was just looking at your ass.
Exactly.
You think so?
No, so.
Don't play.
And then
don't play.
Right. And I was like, do they really? And y'all was like,
hello?
Yes.
Exactly. Like, come on. Like, you don't know what's up? Right. Exactly.
Right. So that was probably my most memorable moment. And I know that, but I was like, I just wanted to like confirm. I was like, let me
you
confirm.
Was just what, confirming that we know that
no, I just wanted to.
It's a real thing?
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to hear it again. I don't know. Because I do know that. And I understand like gender roles in the workplace. I try not to be, or in corporate or in business, I try to operate differently and check my own issues.
Right.
But I know it's real out there for especially women in business and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was something that definitely she and we connected on that in a big level, and I really appreciated that because she was just real open about it. And, and in corporate spaces, sometimes you just really, even though you know that sort of thing is going on, if it's not loud, you just sort of kind of rock with it and be like, whatever, But it was just refreshing to sit across the table from another woman, especially another Black woman, and to be able to share stories about stuff like that. So yeah, much appreciated.
Facts. All right, so talk to us about Rovel's episode. What stood out to you from Rovel?
Big Ro. So what stood out to me most about Rovel's episode is, again, he came in mad prepared because he is super professional. And, he wasn't, and he's just like a very, in his personal life, he's a very private guy. You know what I'm saying? He's very private and he's just sort of not straight laced, but, he's a professional man. But he came in and we had a quick conversation and he was just mad open about everything. You know what I'm saying? And I just shout out to him about that because although I do know him, professionally, he had just never shared and been that open about his walk. And the bottom line with Rovel, what I loved about that was the fact that he shared his step by step by step recipe as to how he got there, what he did, what worked for him, what didn't work for him. And, is there. Again, if you're looking to get in the business, to get in the space of security, whether it is internet security or whether it is physical security, you definitely want to check out that episode with my boy Ro because he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about, and he dropped jewels and he shared a lot of knowledge.
Definitely. Yeah, I got a lot out of that. I think, one thing that stood out to me from that episode was when he said he wished he would have went into entrepreneurship full time earlier.
Yeah.
So and then this is not to tell y'all to go out there and jump out there
right.
and quit your job, mess up your health insurance and all that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what he said, what I got out of it was when he was able to put full-time effort to it, then that's when the business began to take off and prosper. So you said that you wish you had started your business years ago. What makes you say that? Like, why do you say that now? In retrospect, 2020 vision. Why you say that now?
I say that I wish I started working in a full-time basis, not a part-time basis, because I see the growth that I put into the business as me working full-time instead of part-time. So when I say when I was working part-time, I'll go into the office or go home and work. When I used to leave the master's office, not really focusing on the business, just making a little money here and there. But when I really focused on it full-time, full-time, I was really out in the community, meeting with people on a full-time basis. That's when the business blossomed. That's when it blossomed.
Got it. That's the scary part.
Yeah, so it's like when you really go all in, when you're able to go all in, is when you can really see your business grow.
Right.
It's never really gonna be as big as it can be until you can put your full-time attention to it. And when you can, that's when it'll happen, because that'll be in your waking hours, you'll be thinking about it, you'll be moving towards it. And he talked about like being out there in community and talking to people and building relationships. And that's a big thing that I got out of Rovel's.
Yeah, and one other thing that also stuck with me about him dropping jewels, like he said, when you have a business, people, as Ray would say, people want to see you outside.
Facts.
You got to be outside. You got to be in the community. Like, you got to be in spaces. You got to be in rooms. You have to be present. And so that was something that I knew I needed to work on. And so just hearing that from him really stood out to me. And it just sort of kind of kicked my ass out the door. And so 2023, I'm outside.
We outside. So who was after that? Gabby.
Yeah.
Talk about Gabby a little bit.
Yeah, so Gabby, shout out to Gabby. Like, absolutely. Shout out to Gabby for so Gabby was our guest. She was part of our Young Money interview. And Gabby came in about it.
Honestly, I just took the leap. I was just so tired of like working and being so burnt out that like I couldn't focus on what I really enjoy doing. And from a really young age, I actually really like to do artsy things. I'm a creative. I think that's always been instilled in me since I was really, really young, just naturally. I like to paint. I did guitar. I did photography. I did so many artsy things when I was younger. I never, even in high school, cosmetics, nails was never like something I even leaned towards. So that, I mean, it's just getting nails done, you know? I was always interested in it, but I didn't know that it would grow to the extent as it did now. I didn't know that it was going to be as big as it is now.
So she seems very humble and sort of kind of quiet, but Gabby is a whole beast out here. Just so you know, she just she did a video with Trina and one of the ladies from the Potomac Housewives. She was the manicurist on set. She got the job. She went in. She spent the whole day there. And so, so now Gabby is getting calls, not just because she was on the podcast with us, but she just put the work in. And once again, Gabby came in, she told us her secrets, she told us how she got there. She just sort of kind of shared the knowledge, shared the information, and she shared the steps that she took to get where she's going. And she's like in her 20s, and she is a business owner, a salon owner. She's got celebrity clientele, and she's out here cranking.
No doubt. So yeah, check out Gabby. What's her social again? I forgot. Oh, we'll get it.
GC Nailed It. Exactly.
Yeah, at GC Nailed It.
Yep, at GC Nailed It.
Check her social out. Just amazing.
And I know that was interesting for you because it was a topic and a conversation really relating to women because, she works in the beauty space. But you sort of kind of hung in there, and
I got two girls.
Hello,
my girls are into the fashion, beauty, art. They about to go get their nails done today. I think they got.
Right.
I got a 20-year-old daughter. She get the wig sewn in and the eyelashes and the nails, and she about to go to Puerto Rico. I'm hip. By way of my daughters, my own daughter.
Right. Exactly, and I'm sure your pocketbook feels the sting of some of that stuff.
I be trying to keep it balanced, and my thing is like it's always work to do. I try to teach them, like especially with like the family, business. That I try to model it like this is the family business,
right? And like,
you gotta contribute,
right?
Especially when you start getting outside of the house. You know what I'm saying? So if you I'm not no ATM. So, for them.
But kind of you are. You just don't know it.
Oh, they be hitting me. Don't worry. They do be hurting me, yo.
Yeah.
They be hurting me. I be monthly. Like, I got a monthly bill I know the monthly bill for my daughters.
Right. Exactly.
It's like a monthly bill.
Right.
I'll be like, that. I know she need this. So, my son, he ain't asking for nothing. He be chilling. He don't ask for nothing. Maybe once a year he'll ask for something, and he pretty self-sufficient. But the girls, it's a little bit of work.
Yeah, it is. And the other thing that we were chopping it up with Gabby about, she wasn't giving us her price list or anything like that, but it ain't cheap.
Nah,
like you ain't rolling in there getting like a $20 manicure situation, like. That stuff costs like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, it shouldn't be cheap. I think that, people need to get paid what they're worth. That's one thing about me with regards to business. It's like, I don't complain about people's prices. But if you don't, if your quality of your product don't match your cost, I probably won't come back.
Hello.
But if the quality match, I'll come back and tip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's one thing, I want to give some advice out there to new entrepreneurs. It's like continue to work on quality.
Yes.
Ask your customers what's what they want, what they like. Ask them how you can do better. If you look at Amazon, that's their whole business model.
Yep.
It's just extreme customer service,
Yep.
trying to find out what you like, what you don't like, and catering to your needs. And that's how they become, that's how you get Jeff Bezos, so just customer service. So
That's a fact. And so at home in my little home office space, on my whiteboard, my whiteboard says Jeff Bezos customer service. Period.
Facts.
And that's just what that is. And, so when I'm working in my day-to-day for my clients, because my clients are very special to me, and we build a rapport and we build a relationship, because not only do I want it to be a one-time situation, I like repeat customers.
Right.
Yeah, I'm big on that. But, I always try to give my clients a Jeff Bezos / Amazon experience.
That's what's up.
That's like my thing.
What's up.
Anyway,
all right. So
Okima.
So we had Ray, we had Rovell, we had Gabby, then we had Okima.
Yep.
Okima's one of the homies, from Charlottesville, but that has gone on to do great things. Out there at IBM now, is working in security. And in cloud computing in on the IBM platform. That's one thing we learned. It was it's different, there's different environments. So you have to have the Azure, and then you have the AWS, but IBM has their own, and Okima kind of broke down some of that. Of course, the most memorable moment for me on Okima's was when she told us about her son hacking the school's computer lab. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I think it was great that you imbue that what you do onto your children and they pick it up. And so with regards to tech, we need to make sure that we're doing that too. So speaking of children, Okima, you had a little situation with your son in the school, with regards to tech. Tell us a little bit about, what happened with your son in the school system in regards to technology and all that.
Listen, so when my son Zay was in 6th grade, I remember sitting at my desk, got a phone call from the principal. It was like, Miss Pickett, Xavion hacked the computers in the computer lab. So what he did, he drew a picture. He's a little artist. This was in the 6th grade now. He drew a picture and sent it out to all the computers in the computer lab and froze them. So every computer.
Love it.
This is during class time. So he had this image on all the screens just frozen, and the teacher's like, she ain't know what was going on.
Love it.
The principal called, and I'm like, lady, this is awesome.
Exactly. You like my baby got skills out here.
Do you want me to discipline him for that's skill? It takes the whole degree to do what he did. Like what, in 6th grade? So that was a proud mom moment, but I had to get myself together and how did you do that, son?
You gotta teach them time and place.
Don't do it again, but just tell me how you did that.
Yeah. Time and place, kids. Time and place.
Yeah. Natural. These kids these days got some natural talent. Just got to tap into it and make sure they use it in the right way.
Right, exactly. I love it because that's an example. He could have called or demanded money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Change my grades.
Exactly. Change my grade. Give me my A in math and my B in science. Or
knowing him, he probably sat there laughing. He was something else when he was little. Oh my gosh.
I love it. Good job, Mom. Good job.
Those were my memorable moments from Okima. So how about you?
Man, as far as Okima was concerned, real talk. So, I speak to women in the tech space often. And so with her, I was just sort of kind of in my head, just clapping and excited, just to build with her and to network with her and to fellowship with her. But really, what stood out to me for Okima was the fact that she played football.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I just think it's real fly because that is just sort of kind of something that it takes a special woman to play football. And when I had mentioned this at home, my guys were like, "Oh, you talking about flag football?" No, ain't nobody talking about flag football out here.
Right.
So I actually went on Google. As soon as they said that, I went on Google and I looked up the Female Football League, and I let them read the description for themselves. And so when she told me that she played football and she was heavily involved in that, I think prior to having her twins, I was just like, I was super impressed, because it takes a badass beep to really be able to maintain those things and to be able to perform at a high level. So I just knew that she was a real one when she told me that she was part of the football community in the DC area.
Yeah.
So shout out to her for that.
No doubt, no doubt. I think like those of us who are going hard in our business life, professional life, like it's got to be an outlet too, and that's what I got from that. Like,
Right.
What's your outlet that's not business, that's not the grind, that's not the hustle? What are you doing as an outlet to give you that like release, that intensity when you always on? You got to be on all the time,
Right.
perfect and on point, and then what is that other thing in your life that gives you that release? And I thought that was cool as a model for other people to say, like, all right, I'm crushing it in corporate, I'm crushing it in in the work world, I'm doing it, but I'm also finding space for myself.
Right, which
in
is
my life.
very, very important. It is.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of pressure in the tech space. Like, I'm not going to lie, it's a lot of pressure day to day, especially in a corporate environment. It's just a lot of stuff that comes along with that. And, sorry, y'all. That's my bad. My bad. Sorry. Church rules. That was back to...
Yeah, the first episode when they got on me about my phone going off. Here we are in the wrap-up episode on the 6th episode.
Right.
They not modeling appropriate behavior. They doing other stuff, but it's all good.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say nothing, though.
Right. My bad about that. But no, it's just a lot of pressure that comes with that, because a lot of times you will second guess yourself. And the other thing, and Okima and I, we talked about this, mentorship is a big deal. And not only in the corporate space or the tech space, but I think that's within any field that you are in. But mentorship, especially in the tech space, it's a big deal. And, I always rally behind the girls in tech, especially the brown and black girls. Like, I'm just going to put it out there and keep it a buck. But, if you can find a decent mentor that's looking out for your best interests, that's helping to sort of kind of steer you through, like Okima had, she said that she had like a community
Right.
of people, like, it's monumental. So you definitely want to get into that. That's a big deal.
That's what's up. All right, and then the final episode, we had you know how they got that new meme out there with the audio? It said, "We had a time last night."
Exactly.
On it, but I think they, we got more loose as we went on. But I think by the time we got to Sharice's episode, we was real loose.
Exactly.
We was comfortable.
Right, we were.
So, yeah. So what are your memories from Sharice's episode?
So back to Sharice. She is a, I don't know if it's realtor or real estate agent. I think there are some minute differences there, but that is her space. And what I loved about chopping it up with Sharice is just the fact that she's knowledgeable in terms of how to hunt and fish in the tech space when it comes to real estate. So, she isn't locked into the old way of doing things. She knows how to jump on the computer and make it work for her. She knows how to market herself. She knows how to go out and find clients. She knows how to connect with people by way of building that community.
Yeah, facts.
And so just the knowledge she had, and bottom line, the fearlessness, it's just real fly to me.
Yeah. It was dope. Like when we, you think of real estate, you think of real estate agents, you think they're just, Sharice allowed us to see the behind the scenes, especially when we started talking about, customer relations management system, CRM.
The CRM is good, like when you're trying to scale, because even with my last company, they were like, oh, we don't need a CRM. I'm like, that's because you're not doing thousands and thousands of you're not contacting thousands of people.
Yeah, you need that CRM.
If you're contacting 100 people, yeah, you might not need it. But once you start to scale and you got 2,000 leads, 3,000 leads, you're gonna need it.
And even with 100, you need to manage those people by way of a CRM, because even if you get a portion of those 100 people, you can then have this database, this digital database to go back and refer to try to get those same clients to either come back or to tap in with some of those potential clients on that database. So you need that CRM. Even if you make your own CRM, you need a digital database that will hold your Rolodex.
The other thing that really stood out to me, we talked about it, was the Sharice's ability to build community, online community, and really to keep that momentum. And one thing I didn't know was like Sharice had worked on that like 40,000 member community down in Richmond.
Right.
And I was like, I ain't even know that.
Right.
So the other online communities that Sharice has built is, Sharice already has the orientation, and you never know how much people know until you like sit down and talk with them. And so that's what I got to learn, exactly from that episode.
Yeah. So just with the wrap up, here's my thing. As far as tech is concerned, just do it. Like, just fucking do it. Yeah. Here's the thing. You're not going to break anything. You're not going to pull down somebody's whole network. None of that shit is going to happen because you don't have that type of access.
Right.
You're not an admin, so you're not going to break anything. You're not going to break your computer. You're not going to break Instagram. You have to get outside. You got to operate outside of fear.
Yeah. And
here's the thing. Everybody is doing it. We're all doing it. So you're going to have to get in front of it and just do it. Soraya just said, there is no workaround to it. You got to do it. And don't be afraid, because we're all out here testing and learning and figuring things out. Because we don't know. It's technology. Things are just constantly evolving. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, it's always going to be something new. And so, whether you participate or not, or whether you like it or not, I say at least learn the new platforms. Case in point, TikTok. Right. My son hit me up. Yeah, Ma, I seen you on TikTok, and big facts. Right. And so I love TikTok now because there is a movement on TikTok called the Black Girl Follow Train. And so what we're doing is we're getting all the brown girls and jumping on TikTok. So that way we can get all of our followers up. Because you need at least 1,000 followers to go live.
Got it.
And then once you have at least 1,000 followers, now you can put your website link in your bio. So now you can sell your products. And now we can support you.
Got it.
So that's how that works. And initially I think I put a video on TikTok in 2019, and I never touched it again.
Okay.
And the video was of me and my nephew, him trying to teach me how to do this dance or whatever.
Okay.
That ain't my set. But what I can do is tech.
Gotcha.
And so I was like, I'm going to at least try it. Well, I never touched it again. And then a couple of weeks ago, I went on and I seen that there is just this big movement called the Black Girl Follow Train. However, you have to actually participate in TikTok.
Got it.
And so we're all just encouraging each other, just do it.
Yeah.
We're all out here learning together. And if you just do it and quit being afraid to look a little silly or to not know, because we're not experts.
Right.
We're just out here learning. We're in the orbit. We're just out here learning. So, that's my advice to you. Do it.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid. And, find your people. Find your tribe. Hey, the door is open here at Finartech.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's part of what we're trying to do here is to build a community. Some people think like, what are they doing? Is it just a podcast? No, it's not just a podcast. It's a community of practitioners and people who are out there learning. And we want people to do is start going to the website, finartech.org, right? We want you to follow us on Instagram, at Finartech Podcast, and follow us on YouTube. And we're on all the stations as far as podcasting. So we're on Apple. We're actually on Audible also, Spotify, iHeartRadio. So wherever you get Amazon. Like if you get your music from Amazon, so wherever you get your podcast or whatever, find us there. Because ultimately, what we want to do is we want to activate this community that we're building and in this ecosystem, and we want to get together, as we say in the metaverse, IRL, in real life. So we want to get together in real life. We want to do some convenings. We want to have some wine tours. We want to have some panel discussions. And we got lots of things like coming down the pipe, but we need you all to jump in and join this train called Finartech, so that we can all move together and make sure that everybody is being supported.